Hello and welcome back. My name is Alyssa, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a Christmas music book tag. Now, I was going to film a video last night. That didn't happen because I was re-dyeing my hair, and I decided 10 o'clock at night was a good time to do that, so I didn't finish till about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. As you can see, I make really good life choices. The thing is I just love doing everything at night because the world is quiet. So, yeah. But anyways, this morning, Chaz over at Bookish Chaz tagged me in the Christmas music book tag. And I was like, you know what? That's quick, that's easy, that's simple. I can do that. And so I've decided to do that. Now I will go ahead and say that I forgot to grab the creators' names, so I can't tell you their names, but I will have them linked and credited down below in the description. That way they get their credit. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's jump on into this. So the first one, and I'm not singing any of these songs to you guys. If you want to be serenaded, you can go watch Chaz's video over at Bookish Chaz because he serenades you throughout the entire thing. I'm not doing that. I don't have the guts to do that. So, number 1, Joy to the World. A book that brings you so much joy, you wish the world would read it. So, for this one, I'm actually going to go with the entire series of Penrick and Desdemona by Lois McMaster Bujold. This is just one of the many. It's a short story collection. There is a full-length novel, The Assassins of Thalassin, but for the most part, they're all novella size. And Penrick is just a wonderful character. I love everything about him, and each book is a self-contained story in the life of Penrick. And, it brings me a lot of joy. I never have a bad time reading one of these. I'm always just laughing, giggling, kicking my feet, if you so will. And I love them. And I don't feel like this series gets enough attention. A lot of people talk about Bujold's other series all the time, but rarely does anyone ever mention Penrick. And I think that's a crime. So I really wish more people would read Penrick because he deserves some more love. Question number 2, Let It Snow. A book that takes place in a snowy, cold environment. Now, I actually picked 2 books for this one. And the first one is The Tale of the Tailor and the Three Dead Kings by Dan Jones. This is actually a 600-year-old horror story that takes place in winter and that Dan Jones has brought into life. The nice thing about this is that it's presented in the exact same manner. So he did not add flourishes to it. He didn't change anything of it. It is presented in the exact same way that it was initially written 600 years ago. And it's because it has never been published for people to read. And it's a story that was found in a monastery that was written by a monk, and they don't know if it was written by him or if it was the account of someone else. There is a bit of a history in the beginning of the book that Dan Jones gives you, and then he goes in and gives you the tale. And it's very interesting to see what a scary horror story was like 600 years ago compared to what they are now. And I think more people should give it a check out, especially if you like a more history edge to things. Definitely worth checking out. And then the second book that I picked out is Ymir by Rich Larson. This takes place on a snowy planet. Everything on it is it's just a snowy, cold winter planet. So the setting is just very desolate and melancholy and sad, but it's an icy cold, snowy planet. And I personally think it's a really good story. I think it has a wonderful ending, and not in a happy ending, but an ending that totally fits the narrative that has been going through the entire book. But yes, a snowy, cold, desolate planet where just nothing ever seems to be good. I think it's a great read. Prompt number 3, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. A book with a mean character or one you don't like. So I'm going with one I don't like because I can't think of a mean character. But, and I might be, this might be an extremely unpopular opinion for a character who I don't like, and that is Jude from the Folk in the Air trilogy. This is the first book, The Cruel Prince. These are by Holly Black. I absolutely, positively despise Jude. From the start of the series to the very end of the series, I just did not like her character at all. I technically read these books for Cardan. I really liked Cardan's character. I just enjoyed his portion of the story so much more. And I am a certified Jude and Cardan hater. I hate the fact that they're a couple. I do. Because I really just do not like Jude as a character. She's just not someone who I care about at all. Yeah. Very unpopular opinion right there. Prompt number 4, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. A book a book releasing soon. You can't wait to read. And for this one, I'm going with The Last Vigilant by Mark A. Latham. So I have seen nobody else talk about this book on their channels. I don't like Orbit dropped the cover on their Instagram and that was it. Like they gave you the cover and the synopsis and everything, but like they only release this information on their Instagram for some reason. Cause like I checked their Twitter, I checked their Blue Sky, like they only posted it to Instagram and that was where I seen it and I immediately fell in love with the cover. It very much gives like the Wheel of Time vibes to it with the very classic fantasy look to it, but it really does scream like Wheel of Time. But it says it's supposed to be like your good classic epic fantasy and I'm just like I have been dying for that because this year has not been the year for epic fantasies. It's been a romantasy year, so I'm excited for this one because I would really like to be excited for a fantasy book again. Prompt number 5, 12 Days of Christmas, a book of short stories. Now, for this one, I picked 2 different ones again, and the first one is Dreams of Distant Shores. I keep putting an oven there and that doesn't exist. This is by Patricia A. McKillop. I have not read this yet, but if you've been here long enough, you know Patricia's my girl, okay? I love her work so freaking much. And this is a short story collection where all the short stories are written by her. So I am so excited to get to this one. Like you guys have no idea. Like I think next year I'll have finished reading everything by her. And then the other one I picked out is The Lives of Saints by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I have read this one, and the nice thing about this one, which I actually think is a pretty interesting thing about it, is that it is a collection of short stories, but they are short stories that tie into her overall world of the Grishaverse, and it revolves around the different saints that she has created within her world. And I just find this very fascinating, and I love when an author is just like so into their world that they expand on it in different ways. And I just love the way that she chose to expand on it in this one, with the short stories giving you insight into these different saints that the people of the Grishaverse, pray to and ask for help from and everything. And it was just so intriguing. And this copy is just your standard Barnes & Noble copy, and it comes with images in it, which is really nice. So yeah, really love her take on this short story collection. Prompt number 6, The Little Drummer Boy, a book that brings back childhood memories. And for this one, I'm going with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Now, this is my original copy from 1995 that my mom gave me. It was in better condition until my garage flooded and a bunch of my books got ruined. So that is water damage. And that's like the little bit of damage here. But this, I just remember reading this all the time. Just ridiculously all the time. Like, I want to say I remember getting it from the library initially, reading it and falling in love with it, and then my mom gifting it to me and just reading it all the time. It is still actually, I have not ever actually read the full Narnia world. I do have a giant like compendium where it's got them all in it, but this one, I've read this one way too many times to count. I love it so much, and it brings back happy memories of just reading it all the time and just loving it. And I do love the fact that the version that I have is one that my mom gave me. So, yeah. Deck of the Halls, a book that has a party scene or takes place over a holiday. So this one was actually just a little bit hard for me because in reality, I don't pay attention to party scenes in books, and I don't pay attention to holidays in books. And that's not counting like the spooky Halloween books or anything, because I just feel like, I don't know, it's spooky. It's like anything can like classify as that. But after a little bit of thinking, I realized I do have a favorite book that takes place over a holiday, and that is Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. This takes place over the Christmas time. And yeah, like I love Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It is one of my favorite Arthurian tales, and it takes place during one of my favorite holidays, Christmas time. So it's a double whammy for me. So I love it. This is the translation version by Burton Raffle. So yeah, Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. That's what we're gonna go with. Prompt number 8, Frosty the Snowman, a book with a character who is cold or calculating. Now for this one, I have picked Tomas Piety from Priest of Bones. This is book 1 in the War for the Rose Throne. Now I have not finished this series. I've read the first 2 books, but Tomas is an extremely calculating character. The best way to pitch this to you guys is like, fantasy meets, what is that TV series? Oh my gosh. Peaky Blinders. That's what it's called. I really sat here for like a good 3 minutes trying to remember what that show was called because I haven't watched it yet. But that is a great way to explain this book series. But Tomas is an extremely calculating character. He comes back to his hometown. It's been taken over by different gangs and such. And he is in the process of taking everything back and fixing it. And this actually has one of my favorite death scenes in it. Not Tomas, because he goes through all 4 books, but a character that he calculates their death for. It was fantastic. Let's just say that. But he is extremely calculating. He takes a lot of time coming up with his plans and putting effort and work into them. And I really, really love his character. So yeah, Tomas Piety from Priest of Bones. And prompt number 9, do you have a fun memory or interesting holiday tradition that you would like to share? It does not have to be about Christmas. It can be about any holiday you choose. So don't really have any holiday traditions. I mean, we've got the standard, decorate your Christmas tree, put up decorations. We didn't really do a whole lot of decorations this year. It's just kind of been like a year, but we do have the tree up. But I will say, for me personally, I try to make sure to watch the Rankin and Bass stop motion Christmas specials every year. They are my favorite Christmas media that's out there. I love them. They bring me so much joy. Outside of that, can't really think of anything else because, like I said, we don't really do a lot of traditions, and then if we had some, like with the greater family, they've kind of fallen off. So yeah, I just kind of realized we're not like a very let's do the tradition thing. That's not really our family. We just kind of celebrate in the moment, I guess. I don't know. I can't think of any holiday where we have a tradition. I just know that every Christmas that comes around, I watch my Rankin and Bass, and whether someone watches them with me or not, I don't care. And maybe another tradition for myself would just be I try to watch whatever new Christmas animated movies are out, because that's my favorite thing to do. But yeah, no actual traditions here with any kind of holidays, so sorry I'm boring. And the last prompt is obviously tagging people, and because this is so last minute, I did not put up a list of people to tag. So if you're watching this and you are interested, you're more than welcome to have a go at this either in the next couple days or next year, whichever one works for you. So there you go. There is my super last minute video I put together for you guys today. I apologize. But yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, all those things, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.